Approximately 5 kilometers away from the range of Cherangani Hills, you will find a rocky hill sitting on the border of present-day 𝗖𝗛𝗘𝗡𝗡 in Kenya. The first thing you will notice after setting your eyes on the rocky hill known as Kipteber is that it looks odd in its environment, and that's because it might be. According to a legend passed down among the different Kalenjin communities, the rocky hill wasn't there a few centuries ago, and the story of how it came to be is what we will be looking at in today's video. With that in mind, if you watch the video and like it, kindly smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below, because these seemingly simple actions will help my channel grow and allow me to create more content in the future. Also, I share facts and short stories on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, so ensure you follow me there as well. I'll leave the links to my social profiles in the description below. Without further ado, let's skip to the main section of the video and look at the legend of the rockfall at Kipteber. The story is also known as "What is this bird saying" among the different Kalenjin sub-tribes. Once upon a time, two different Kalenjin clans organized the circumcision event known as 𝗖𝗛𝗘𝗔𝗦𝗘 on the same area where the famous hill sits today. The two clans were the 𝗤𝗨𝗣𝗣𝗢𝗥𝗧 and 𝗤𝗛𝗏, and back in the day, the area was a flat land covered with trees and low shrubs. Anyway, the circumcision day kicked off without a hitch, and after every young man had been circumcised, the group was sent off into the wilderness, where they were secluded until they learnt their adult responsibilities as per the tribe's traditional customs. With that in mind, when they returned, the young lads had become the new men of the village, and so they were showered with gifts, and the tribe's elders at the time even ordered a huge feast to be held in their honor. You have to understand, the community had just witnessed the initiation of the new generation that will represent and protect them. So according to them, if that didn't warrant a celebration, then nothing else did. So, the feast was held. However, halfway into the whining, dancing, and dining, a pied crow suddenly appeared into the vicinity, and based on the strange noises it was making, several tribesmen at the party instantly understood that it had an extremely essential message to deliver to the people. So one of the junior warriors who had just gotten initiated lifted his spear, and the crow landed on its tip. At this point, elders present at the event immediately shushed the singing and noises, and after all the commotion had settled, the crow started delivering its message. Stop the event right away and head back to your respective villages, because a huge rock is falling from the sky and is going to land at any moment. You can't keep on dancing and singing if you like, but if you stay here, then rest assured the huge stone will land on you. When it was done delivering its message, the crow instantly flew away, after which a wave of mixed feelings rent the air. Lies, said some people, particularly those who were already drunk. But this might be a message from God, said others, and for a moment, the happy celebrations had been interfered with. This didn't last long, however, because a few minutes later, the roaring fire had been stoked again, and most of the villagers had returned to the dancing ground and were having a good time. The other few who had decided not to join the dancers kept evaluating the situation and eventually chose to heed the bird's warning. They did think that the crow's message was too strange and wondered how a rock could fall from the heavens, but still, they decided to vacate the area because to them, waiting to find out if the crow might have been right wasn't really worth the risk. A few moments after the small group had left, the heavens started to rumble and an unusual darkness engulfed the sky. At that point in time, those who had been left at the party desperately tried to scatter in all directions, but it was already too late for them. The huge solid rock the crow was talking about fell right through the clear sky and hit the ground with a deafening thud never heard before. everyone within the landing point's vicinity was buried alive, and the group that had moved a safe distance away scattered as fast and as far as they could, not believing what had just happened to their fellow villagers. According to Kilimo, who is an elder from the Kalenjin community, this explains why you will find people from the Talai and Sirikwa sub-tribes all over Kalenjin land. He noted that due to the extraordinary nature of the event, the frightened villagers traveled as far as present-day Kericho, Kapsabet and Baringo in an effort to save their lives. Thanks to our current understanding of how the universe works, one can't help but wonder whether the huge stone in the story was a celestial body, a meteorite or comet to be precise. Well, Dr. Korir, a Kenyan researcher, wondered the same thing, so he gathered several samples from the hill and took them to the US for testing. The results from NASA laboratories were astounding to say the least, and that's because the samples showed debris from a comet, and the findings were even published in the Daily Nation in 2019. That's it for today. If you like the content, kindly do not forget to smash the like button below. This will help the channel grow and allow me to make more videos in the future. Also, if you have a topic you think I should cover, do not hesitate to leave a comment below. Thank you and see you again next week.